Are you also using AI for your Excel work? I'm sure you would be. Unless you don't have premium Office license, you might be going to browser, open AI platform like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Copilot, write your query, understand the response, and finally use it in Excel. Today's video is all about how you can resolve this problem. My name is Kailash, and in this video, we are going to create a VBA-based macro which talks to Google Gemini using API call and get the response directly in Excel. So, stay tuned. Before we write the macro, we need to understand a couple of things. We are making use of Google Gemini API here. Now, why only Google Gemini API is because it has got a free tier where Google Gemini allows you to call its API free of cost with some limits. But most of the other platforms have everything as paid. And to make your macro working, you need to generate that API as well. So let's see how you can create a Google Gemini API. So here we have an article available in our site, which has got step by step how you can create that API. So you have to go to Google AI Studio and there you need to create that API. You just need a Google account. There is no need to pay anything. Okay. Here I will open this here as a tab and here is the button. Okay, when you click on it, it will give you certain prompt and you get your API. Okay. Second thing, we talked about some limits, right? So here is an article which talks about what you get with free tier. So there are three things that are there as a limit, which is request per minute, tokens per minute, and request per day. These are the limits which are available. And if you see the maximum limit it is allowing is 15 requests per minute. So that is what we are going to make use in our macro. So now let's go to Excel and create that macro. So here I am in an Excel file and I have got some sample data and I want to write a formula here. What I want is basically the quantity sold and unit price. I want to calculate total sales, which is basically multiplication of 120 and 10. That means 1200, right? I know the formula already, but this is just to demonstrate you that how you can make use of AI. Okay, now to write that macro, let's go to the coding window using Alt F11. Okay, and we need to create a user form. User form can be like name as Gemini. Display name can be like talk to AI, like this. Okay. And when we are sending a prompt or an API call to Google Gemini, we need certain inputs from the user, right? If you want a formula, then obviously you need to type something, what formula you need. So for that, we can make use of a text box. Let me make it to multi-line true. And display also I'm going to change. Make it a little bigger. Okay, so that we can type our query. So this would be our prompt. So let's say call it as prompt as well as a caption. Prompt. Okay. The next thing is after writing your prompt, you may want to give a context of the data. Means in our Excel file, the data is present here, right? Now, if you give the sample data also, it would be good. Basically, when you get the response, you will directly get the response correctly. Means it will also give you which column you need to type the formula like that. So for that, we are going to make use of ref edit control. So here we have this ref edit control. If you don't have it, you can go to right click, additional control, and there you should be able to find it. So I'm going to make use of ref edit here. And this is where I will browse my range. Where is your data basically, right? I'll say data range. After that, we need to give a sample data also. It would be good if we give sample data along with our prompt as well, so that AI can understand how your data looks like and it will give you more relevant information. So for that, I'm going to say, let's say this one is sample data and header. Okay. And finally, what you expect, the expectation is a response. So we're going to create one more control for response. Okay. Let's give them some names also. So right now this is text box 1, doesn't make sense. So we'll say txt prompt. Yeah. This one can be ref edit, ref edit range. This can be txt sample data. Then this one can be txt response. Okay. And we would need a button as well to finally submit. So here is our button, this one, and we'll say submit, or let's say call API, or call API. Okay. And this also we can the CMD submit. Okay. Now let's try to run it, what it does. So here I can write the prompt, and if I select this one, I can select my range that my data is here, right? Like this, and some sample header I can put it, and then response I should get it here. Now we need a code also, a VBA code, which will actually get that response. And that code is also there in our article. So we'll go to the article. Here is the article, and at the bottom, you should be able to see this code. And I'm going to copy this, and let's go back to Excel and make use of this code. Here, let's create a new module and put that code here and what it has got. So let's try to understand. Get response from Gemini, which is fine. Str prompt is a string, means it's an input. So whatever input you want to give or the prompt you want to give, that is a parameter here, and the output would be in string. Okay. Here is the API that we have generated from Google Gemini. You have to type your own. So we are going to do that also. And then the model which I talked about, that based on the model, the limits will apply. And okay, this is fine. And here we are sending the prompt, and this one is a post. So using post, we are making a call to the Google Gemini API. And here finally we are sending the data and we are getting the response. If it is 200, the status is 200, which is like, okay, it is good, right? So in that case, we got our response, and here is our response. And after that, what we are doing is we are capturing, or we are getting the only the response part, because when you get a response from the API, you get it in JSON format. And we will see in a moment that why we are doing all this stuff. And finally, this is where we are actually sending it back to the function. So let's see. So this one is not going to work because this is a dummy one. And the one which we actually created, for example, I'll go here, and this is where my key is. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it here like this. So this is my key. And now we need to write the code here. So when submit, let's create a couple of variables like dim str prompt as string. So str prompt is equals to, so first the prompt, whatever you want, like this one would be the prompt. So is equals to txt prompt dot text. And after that, we need to type few more things. Like we asked for the data range. So we are going to put this in the prompt as well. So str prompt is equals to whatever is already there, followed by a new line character, VB new line, and then my data range is, and then whatever is the data range that we selected, ref edit range dot text. And after that, what we did, we also have requested sample data in header. So let's put that in the prompt as well. So str prompt is equals to str prompt and VB new line and sample data. And here, whatever is pasted, we are going to use that sample data.text. And we would need one more code. Basically, when you're working with Gemini or any API, it may give you a lot of response. So we will limit it, saying that I just need a couple of lines, let's say 50 words as a response. Just give me that so that I don't have to go through too much of detail, right? So I'll say, give me response in less than 50 words. Okay. So when you get a response, either formula or anything, it should be crisp. Okay. That's the point here. Now, after that, you need to make a call to this particular function, right? So let's do that also. And we'll say call module 1 dot this one. And what would be the prompt? Str prompt. And it is going to give us return also. So return would be here, right, in the response. So let's put that here. Txt response dot text is equals to whatever we are getting the response from here. So let's put a debugger and then let's try to make use of it. But before that, let's go to Excel, copy some sample data. I'm going to do that. Copy. And now let's run it. So here, this is my sample data. I have pasted it so that it goes there. Prompt, let's say we wanted the total sales, right? So we'll say, give me formula for each line to calculate total sales. Okay. And where is your data range? My data range is this one, right? Entire data range. And let's call the API. Now we are into debug mode. So let's press F8 and see what is happening. So first prompt is give me formula for each line. This is what we typed it. After that, it's getting added, right? So let me just show you here in immediate window. Okay. And let's see what exactly we are sending the prompt. So give me a formula for each line to calculate total sales. My data range is this. Sample data is here. Give me response in less than 50 words. This is what we are sending as a prompt. Now let's make a call. So F8. Now we are into the next function, which is basically going to make a call. So here, this is my key and this is model that we are going to make use. This is my endpoint on which we want to make a call. And this is my prompt that I'm going to call. This is in JSON format. Basically, we are converting this data into JSON. And finally, we are going to make a call. Let's see. Here we are making a call. And what we got status 200, which is like a good response. Okay. So, and what we got as a response, let's see. Control C. And I'm going to put it here, what we got. We are getting a lot of data and this is what we want to actually get. This is the main response, right? Others are like other information about the response. Okay, so we are going to make use of this. For that, we need to extract this, right? So we are making use of the next codes, which is getting the position of text and checking the position of role. And finally, we are getting the response. Now, if we see copy, not this one, I think I should copy. Let's see what we get. So this is more cleaned version, right? So that is what we are trying to do. Now F8, finally, it is responding it back. So where it is, let's go to Excel and see. So what it says, here is the formula for each row. So it is telling that you can make use of this formula, right? Copy it and let me close this and then paste it here. So if you see, it has also told you what you need to refer, column B and C, because we given the context, right? Basically, we told that our data is here. These are the cells where our data is there, so that when it gives you the response, it gives you the proper response, right? Now, what else you can do is you can go to insert, create a shape, let's say this one, and you can actually open the form directly from here. For that, let's go back to code, and in the module, let's create a small procedure. Let's say sub open form, and we are going to open the form. So f_m Gemini dot show. Now let's use this sub procedure to open the form directly from Excel. So let's go back to the Excel file and let's rename it. Let's say open form, and assign that particular sub procedure open form. So we should be open from here as well. Now, this is how you can make use of Google Gemini API free of cost and automate your task in Excel. You don't have to switch to different browsers. Let's see an advanced version of this tool as well. So from Excel Surgery, we have an add-in available which looks like this. It gets added directly in your ribbon, and you can make use of the same Gemini API and connect it here and use the model, the one which are there as a selector. And then finally, you can use it here as well. For example, AI formula. So this is more advanced. So where is your data? So my data is here like this, and my data has header like this to be extracted if you have the data in multiple sheets. So this one also works. I want the formula to calculate total sales, right? Now, where the formula needs to be inserted, I want the formula to be inserted here like this. And what response we get from my API. So basically, when you click on get formula, it should call the API and get the response. And if you're happy, you can click on insert and directly it gets added. Same way, if you are a VBA programmer, you can also generate VBA codes. Again, it has got some options. And other things are also there, like you can create folders, multiple folders using this particular tool. You can consolidate files. There are also a lot of options there, and send the bulk email as well. So you can make use of all of these. You can get this tool for free with our Data Academy subscription. And not just this tool, there are many tools that you will get. Along with that, you will also get access to multiple courses. We talk about VBA, Excel, formulas, Power Queries, and many more. So go ahead and get your subscription, and I'm going to see you in the next video.